Hey y'all. Y'all come on in with me tonight. Bear with me for just a second. I can't see y'all on my screen right now. But y'all come on in and share. Bring y'all a little late night Saturday word. But his phone be just a skipping. Y'all hang on. Alright. Oh well. Y'all come on in tonight. Light wanna keep on going in and out on me by devil with your ugly self. Y'all come on in. Come on in tonight. Come on in. Hey y'all. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I'm so excited to see everybody that's checking in tonight. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Glory be to God. But I was y'all know I had told y'all to keep your notifications on because I was possibly gonna do a pop-up live. So here I am. I done popped up on y'all. I know a lot of y'all probably done y'all some early birds. Y'all done went to bed on me. So most of y'all will catch it on the replay, but I just want to talk to you for a few minutes tonight on this Saturday night. God been really putting this message in my heart. It's been in my spirit for a long time. Everybody that's coming in, don't forget to share. Don't forget to tag, invite some people. Y'all go down there in the comments and tag and invite some people. And this is male and female. This is not gender specific. This is male and female. So y'all tag, and invite and share and start a watch party. Because this is what the Lord began to reveal to me. And I'm just going to talk tonight. I don't plan on preaching. But if God say preach, I preach now. I ain't got no problem with preaching. But I don't plan on preaching. Glory be to God. But I plan on just talking to y'all tonight. That's what I plan on doing. But this is the thing. We got to stop trying to be seen when God is trying to hide us. And when God put that in my spirit, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Because this was me for so long. I wanted to be seen. Because I'm going to tell y'all, it's the type, and I testify, Reverend, because a lot of folk going to act like they don't know what I'm talking about, and you this and you that, the devil is a lie. But this is what God is saying. He said, stop trying to be seen when I'm trying to hide you. Because God said, I do my best work in the dark. That's when God does his best work. And we think it's about, how many people are publicly supporting us and how many people are riding with us, how many people are rocking with us, how many people are on the front line with us. And, we think it's about the quantity, but it's quality over quantity. It's quality. Y'all come, everybody that's coming in, y'all share. If you're watching this from YouTube, I want you to make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you can get your notifications. But God does his best work in the dark. See, this is the thing. We think it's a bad thing to be buried. We think it's, and when you allow the enemy to bury you, it can be a bad thing when you let the enemy bury you. But when God buries you so that you can grow. That's part of your growth process. But you got to trust the process. I'm going to tell y'all, glory be to God. You got to let him put you in this stage. You got to let him put you through this process. Somebody say, I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting the process. And I'm going to tell you something about the process. It ain't going to always feel good, but it's working for your good. People are going to walk off and leave you. You're going to find yourself alone. You're going to find yourself by yourself. People that you think supposed to be supporting you, they is not going to support you. People that you think is supposed to be your ride or die, they supposed to be in the front row. You're going to look around at the show, baby, and everybody else going to be there but them. I'm telling y'all now, I'm telling you now. So when it start happening, don't say, oh Lord, I'm so shocked. God, why they done forsaken me? Let me tell you something. When God is elevating you, when God taking you to new levels, see, this the thing. We want to take everybody with us. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that because I'm an empath. I'm an empath, and I wear my empath means that you basically wear your heart on your sleeves. You always thinking about the feelings of other people before you think about your feelings. But this is the season where you're going to have to think about yourself. It's not selfish. It's needed in order for you to get to the next stage of your life, in order for you to get to this next level that God is taking you to. It's needed for you to do that. You're going to have to put yourself where you've been putting everybody else at. For some of y'all, you've been putting husband there, you've been putting children there, you've been putting mama there, you've been putting daddy there, you've been putting that job there, and God said you putting them in the place where I'm supposed to be. He said I'm supposed to be there. And then God said next you got to take care of you, because if you're not taking care of you, beloved, you don't have nothing for these people. You don't have anything to get them. You're gonna burn out. You're going to burn out. And that's why people burn out. And that's why people just give in and they give up. And the pressure get the best of them because you putting everybody else before you. You putting everybody else before you. Now, you should have a heart of service. You want to have a heart to serve others because Jesus said the greatest among you is the servant. So you do want to have a heart to serve others, but you don't want to serve so much till you ain't got nothing left for you. You should have something left for you. And so that's what I want to tell y'all. If you in a dark place right now, I want you to rejoice. Do you understand me? I want you to rejoice. Rejoice in your dark place. Rejoice and know that if you're buried, you're not being buried by the enemy. God buried you, baby. God put you there. And if God put you there, he put you there to allow your roots to form. He's trying to get your roots to form. He's trying to build a strong foundation in you. He wants this relationship between you and him to be the foundation. That's what God wants. He wants that to be the foundation. So when you do grow, when you do elevate, and when you do get to the places where you want to be, when you do finally make it to that platform, when trials and tribulations and temptation come upon you, you're going to be able to stand the test of time. You're going to be able to pass them tests. Why? Because you allowed God to hide you for that season. I'm going to tell y'all, I heard, and I think I wrote this in my journal. I heard Tony Gaskins say this. And we just talking tonight. I wrote this in my journal. He said, and these ain't my words now, these Tony words, but this is what he said. I wrote it in my journal. He said, as soon as you commit to excellence, you will be tested. I said, oh my God. Y'all need to put that in y'all journal too. Because you need to understand, as soon as you commit to excellence, you will be tested. There is going to be a test. You know what? A lot of y'all, you tired of living in sin for real. You ready to change. You tired of smoking them cigarettes and smoking them drugs. You tired of drinking that alcohol. You tired of fornicating. You tired of having a side piece. You tired of that stuff. And you ready to change. You really is. You ready to live for God. But see, what you got to understand is when you make up in your mind that you're going to make that shift, you're going to make that change, you just committed to excellence. And you got to understand that the adversary is watching you. He mad now because he losing one of his folks. He losing one of his team members. And when you commit to excellence, here come the devil with the test. He going to test you. Do you understand me? You will be tested. So this is what happens. I'm so glad Tony talked about this. But this is what happens. I'm going to break it down a little bit more. But this is what happens. When you commit to that excellence, when you say, I'm going to do better and I'm going to live for God, here come the test. So whatever your quick way was that you made money, maybe you danced. I ain't judging you. Maybe you were coming down the pole. Okay. Maybe you were slinging a few drugs. Whatever way you had a quick, see, the adversary got that way where you can make that money. You make that money just like that. Boom, 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 boom. You know making that money ain't even no issue for you. But you know that that's not the way that God told you to make it. You know you doing it the illegal way. You're not doing it through the ways of God. But you know it's quick money. And see, once you make up in your mind that you're going to change, you don't want it like that no more. But you want to be in good standing with God. And you make up in your mind that you're going to get saved. You're going to leave that stuff alone. You ain't going to dance no more. You ain't going to, sell drugs no more. You not whatever illegal thing you was doing to get that quick money. Because that's the way the devil works. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We just talking tonight. But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Anything you get quick like that, them quick fixes, that quick money, that quick lick, all that quick stuff, that's the adversary. That's the stuff of the devil. Do you hear me? Because God don't work like that. All that gambling and all that stuff of the world and all that stuff where you can come up just like that. See, that's what everybody looking for. They looking for the quick fix. They looking for the quick come up. Y'all ain't saying that in here tonight. Lord help me, Jesus. They looking for the quick. I ain't talking about no foolishness now. If I were talking foolishness, it'll be jumping up in here. But I'm telling you something that's gonna help you. That's gonna save your soul. But this is the thing. When you look seeking after that quick stuff, it might be fulfilling to your flesh right then. It's fulfilling to you right then. But see, this the thing. You're going to have to make a payment for it later on. Do you hear me? It's a payment that's going to have to come for that later on. And that payment is your soul. It's your soul. And I don't know about y'all, but that's too expensive for me. I cannot give you my soul. That's too expensive. And the Bible says, what profit a man? Woman. When it's talking about man, it's talking about mankind. What profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Beloved, you gain all of this stuff, but you lose your soul. So you got to understand that anything that come quick to you, anything that feels like it's too good to be true, it probably is. It probably is. And you need to leave that right where it is, because it's going to require a payment from you later on. And you ain't going to want to come up out that soul now. I'm telling you. That's too expensive. So you got to understand, that's what Tony said. He said, as you commit to excellence, you will be tested. When you make up in your mind that you're not going to get that quick money like that no more, you're going to be tested. Yeah, they're going to come get your car. They're going to repossess your car. You ain't going to be able to pay your bills. You might lose your house. Your house might be foreclosed on. Yeah, all that quick money you were getting, you was able to pay them bills just like that. You in the club making it rain, you doing this, you doing that, you ain't want for nothing. You got all the bags, you got all the shoes. And I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. God does not bless mess. Y'all put that in the comments. God don't bless mess. This another thing I learned. When you living for the adversary, when you ain't serving God, if you not keeping the words of the law, the Constitution, which is the Bible, the word of God, if you ain't living by that Bible, and I mean everything that's in there, if you ain't living by that Bible and you get blessed, that wasn't God's. That was not God, beloved. If you fornicating, if you drinking, if you smoking, if you in sin, if you in adultery, if you living against the will of God for your life, and you get a promotion, or you get an apartment, or you get a car, what the first thing we say? Ooh, God's so good. God bless me. And God looking like I ain't have nothing to do with that. God like, baby, I ain't had nothing to do with that. That was the adversary. Because God don't bless mess. He don't bless mess. And see, this is why you might get the apartment, you might get the house, you might get the car, but then it's like everything else started going wrong. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never like you can get on the up and up with everything. It's like, y'all ever felt like that? Like you get one thing, and it's like, okay, that's all good, but then everything running a mess over here. Everything chaotic on this side. I got the car, I got the house, or I got the man, I got the woman, but I still got to deal with this, so I still got to deal with that. And God said that's because He said, when I bless you, let me tell y'all, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich. Do you hear me? This is, and them ain't Toya words, them God words, baby. God said, when I bless you, He said, and this is why He said, I don't bless mess. I don't deal in mess. But God said, when I bless you, He said, my blessing make it rich, and it added no sorrow to it. I hope y'all hearing me tonight. So in other words, God said, when I'm blessing you, baby, you're not going to have sorrow with that. You're not going to have to cry. In other words, God's saying, if I bless you with this man, He ain't going to have you sitting up every night crying, wondering where he at and why he ain't answering his phone. The blessing of the Lord maketh rich and added no sorrow to it. God ain't the author of confusion. Do you hear me? God don't deal in mess. That's why He don't bless mess. Because He know that if you're not living according to His will, He can only do so much for you. He can only do so much for you. So if you want the abundance means overflow in every area of your life, beloved. You overflowing in your finances. You overflowing in your health. You overflowing in your relationships. You overflowing on your job. You making connections left and right. You networking left and right. You meet people. You meeting the right coaches, the right mentors, the right business partners. You just connecting with people left and right. That's the blessing of the Lord and adding to your life. Make it rich and added no sorrow to it. And God said, when I give you something, I'm going to tell y'all, because a lot of y'all, you trying to figure out if what you have is of God or not. Whether it be this job that you done been blessed with, this man, this woman, this friend, whoever, whatever. You trying to figure out, is this from God? God, is this you? You prayed for somebody and they done appeared into your life. They've came into your life, and you trying to figure out, is it of God or not? God is not the author of confusion, and he don't bless mess. So if you know what, God is so clear when he blesses you. He's so clear, he's so direct when he blesses you. The Lord says it won't even be no question. Beloved, it ain't even gonna be no question. Do you hear me? So in other words, if you got a question whether this man is for you or not, if you got a question whether this woman is really for you or not, that ain't of God. It's not of God. Do you hear me? Because it's when it's of God, it's gonna feel like a tsunami of love. Do you hear me? A tsunami. When that friend is of God, you're not going to have to question whether they talking about you behind your back or not. You're not going to have to question whether when you tell them something, is everybody else going to hear about it the next day. You're going to hear your personal business coming out the mouth of somebody else. You're never going to have to question that. You're never going to have to worry about that. And I'm going to tell y'all, some of y'all, you feel less than, or you feel inadequate because you don't have a good friend, or because you don't have a good man or a good woman. Listen, if you are one of those people, if you feel like you all by yourself right now, if you feel like you don't have nobody that you can confide in, don't nobody check on you, ain't nobody checking for you, ain't nobody calling you like that, ain't nobody just asking you how your day been or what you got going on, or every time these people call you, they talking about their problems, their issues. They don't never call you to ask you how you doing. You're not in a relationship right now, whatever your situation is, and you feel isolated, you feel like you don't have nobody. I want to tell you that is for purpose. You are being purposely hid right now. God is purposely hiding you. He hiding you. I'm telling y'all the truth. He hiding you. Because some of y'all like, what's going on now? I ain't never had this issue before. I ain't never had this issue before. And I'm telling y'all what's actually going on with me. Yeah, what's actually going on with me. And God said, get on live and talk about it, because there's a lot of y'all that's experiencing this same thing right now. You feel like you don't really, and it don't matter if you got a whole lot of people around you. You can have your children around you. You can have your husband around you. You can have your mom and them around you, and you can still feel lonely. You can still feel alone. I don't care what nobody say. You could be in a room full of people. You could be in a house full of folks and still feel like you all by yourself, because there's no connection with anybody from the inside. You connecting with people from the outside, but there's nobody that connects with your inside. They don't feel what you feel. They don't experience what you experience. They see you on the outside, but they have no idea what's going on with you on the inside. God said, that's because I have hid you. I done hid you. The Lord says, I buried you. He said, I purposely buried you. And then he said, I let the enemy throw dirt on you. Yeah. He said, I allowed the enemy to throw dirt on you. Yeah. Because God said, that's the only way you gonna grow, beloved. That's the only way you gonna grow. You can't get it no other way. Do you hear me? You can't get it no other way. When you take a seed and you put it in the ground and you put dirt on it and you water it and it gets sunlight, it's gonna eventually begin to grow. That's the law of the seed. It's gonna grow. But if you go put it in a mansion, on the floor of a mansion, and I don't care how much water, I don't care how much sunlight you give it, until you bury it, it will not grow. It will not grow. And some of us, we want to go straight to the mansion. We want to go. Thank you, Holy Spirit. God giving me revelation. I know y'all feel that. But he said we want to go straight to the mansion, Soon as we get started, we want to have everything we need. We want to have all the right equipment. We want to have all the right microphones. We want to have all the right people. We want to have a whole team of folks. We want to have all the right makeup. We want to have all the right lashes. We want to have all the right bundles. If the hair ain't looking just right, if the clothes ain't looking just right, if the camera angle ain't just right, if the lighting ain't just right, we want to start off in Oprah status. But the Lord said, you don't grow like that. You go take that seed and put it in the mansion. It ain't gonna grow. It'll never grow until you put it in the ground and you put dirt on it and you bury it. It ain't going nowhere. It's not gonna grow. It's not gonna grow. And the Lord say, what you keep trying to run away from, he said, I'm gonna keep trying to bring you. He said, I'm gonna steady bring you right back to that. He said, you keep trying to run away from this process. You keep trying to go get something quick, something for nothing. But God said, you don't grow like that. And he said, what gonna happen is every time you run off from it, he said, I'm gonna direct you right on back to this process. You're gonna have to come right on back. You're gonna have to come right on back. That's why every time the adversary bless you with something, a job, a man, a woman, a car, a home, you either have trouble with it or you end up losing it, or you end up, what it seems like you end up coming right back to square one. You right back to square one, because God says you trying to run away from this process. You trying to run away from this burial process. And God saying, I'm telling you tonight that in order for you to grow, in order for you to get to this next stage of your life, in order for you to experience the abundant life that Jesus promised you, you got to be buried first. You got to be buried first. And God says, either you allow me to bury you or the enemy going to do it. Either you let God do it or the devil going to do it. You better let God do it. Because when the devil bury you, when your enemies bury you, come on now, when your enemies bury you, they ain't expecting you to come back. Do you hear me? They burying you and they leaving you for dead. They kicking you while you down. Y'all know them type of people. They ain't got nothing good to say about you. They gonna kick you while you down. They gonna bury you. And they not looking for you to come back. But I'm going to tell y'all, I hear the Spirit of the Lord say that for many of you, your enemies buried you. And God said when they saw you walking again, when they saw you come back again, baby, they were looking like they had seen a ghost. Y'all watch these people's face when you walk up on them, because God said they done did some things to you to bury you. Do you hear me? They have done some things. They done told some lies on you. They done scandalized your name. They done called you everything but a child of God. They done did everything they could, beloved. Y'all share this live. Share this live, baby. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. They done did everything they could to bury you. And God said they wasn't expecting you to come back. But because the hand of the Lord was upon your life, you came back, beloved. And you came back better than ever. And when you walked around these folks, baby, they were looking like they hadn't seen a ghost. They were looking like, y'all know how they say in the movies, she looked like she had saw a ghost. Yeah, because they thought you were dead. They thought you were dead. No way. No way. After I done told all these lies on you, and you still smiling. After I done did everything, this is what these folk doing now. After I done did everything, this is what they saying about you, beloved. After I done did everything I could to get this man fired, he still got his job. After I done did everything I could to break up this marriage, these folks still together. They still rocking. 5 years in, 10 years in, 20 years in. Come on now. Y'all share this live. That's what they saying about you. They buried you, baby. They buried your marriage. They buried your children. They done said, after they done put their mouth on your children. Oh, your children ain't gonna be nothing. Oh, that boy gonna end up in prison just like his daddy. Oh, he gonna be incarcerated. Oh, that girl gonna have... They done put their mouth on your daughters. They done buried your daughters. They done said your daughter gonna be a teenage mama. She gonna be this, she gonna be that. She ain't gonna be nothing. Y'all better share this live. Y'all ain't saying nothing in here tonight. These folks doing everything they can. They done buried your business. They done buried your business, baby. Soon as you came out with your business, that ain't go. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna prosper. That ain't buy nothing. Ain't nobody gonna buy that stuff. Don't nobody want that stuff. Everybody doing that. Ain't nobody gonna buy that. Ain't nobody gonna listen to that. Ain't nobody gonna play that. Don't nobody wanna hear her. They doing everything they can to bury your business. But the Lord say, what he gonna do? What he gonna do? God says, see, I'm allowing them to throw that dirt on you. I heard Steve Harvey say that. He said dirt. He said that every time they talk about you, every time they lie on you, they just throwing that dirt on you, baby. Come on now. They throwing that dirt on you. And you need that in order to grow. Come on now. That's what Steve said. He said that dirt has nutrients in it. Glory be to God. I preach to myself, baby. Y'all ain't saying nothing. He said that dirt has nutrients in it, baby. So when that ex broke your heart, when he lied on you, when he rejected you, when he said, I don't want you no more, when he left you, when that woman left you, when she said, I don't want you no more, leave me alone, don't call me, don't text me, I ain't got nothing else to do with you. That was God allowing the enemy to throw dirt on you. That was God allowing you to be buried so you could grow. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. Because see, when you committed to excellence, like Tony was saying, as soon as you commit to excellence, you will be tested. When you committed to excellence, the enemy heard you. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you tonight now? When you made up in your mind and you said, God, I'm going to live for you, the enemy heard you. He heard you. And what he did was he lined up all his little minions. He lined up all his little minions and he sent them out. He sent them out one after the other one. Do you hear me? And the first one going to come and attack your finances. That's the first thing he going to hit you with. He going to attack your finances. You ain't got no money. You robbing Peter to pay Paul. You broke, busted, and disgusted and can't be trusted. Come on now. That was the first minion. He coming to attack your finances. And the devil know with a man, it's this way with a lot of women too, because there's a lot of women that love money too. But more than likely, you're going to find it with a man. When a man ain't got that money, he won't. Oh, okay. Y'all better share this live, baby. When a man ain't got that money he want, then next is that woman. But if he ain't got that money that he want, if he don't feel like a man, he feel less than a man. And see, the adversary know that. So as soon as that man say that I'm going to live for God, I'm going to give my life to God, I'm going to commit to God, and he commits to excellence, the adversary send his minion out to attack that man's finances. So me and y'all got to understand, women too, y'all got to understand that when your money go to act funny, baby, that is a clear-cut sign. Do you hear me? That's a clear. See, that's why I was telling y'all today on my page. When you with true faith is the ability to be able to laugh at the problems that the devil throw on you. That's how you know your faith is strong, baby. When you can sit there and watch them folks take your car off on that trailer, watch your car be repossessed, and you can laugh. They gonna be like, God, what's wrong with you? You crazy. These folks taking your car. But true faith gonna sit there and laugh, baby, because you know that your God wouldn't allow it to be taken unless he got something better for you to ride in. Come on now. Why the landlord, why the folks come and putting your stuff out in the street, you can sit there and laugh. Glory be to God. That's true faith. Do you understand me? You can sit there and laugh. When that man lie on you. When that woman lie on you, when they break your heart, when they leave you, when they divorce you, you can sit there and laugh. Because you know that this is just dirt. It's just dirt, baby. It's just dirt. And you know, in order for that seed to grow, that seed got to be placed into the ground and dirt got to be placed on top of it. Come on, somebody. It's just dirt. And I hear the Spirit of the Lord say every time you pray, he said every time you praise me, he said every time you get in that word, every time you read your Bible, God said you are watering that seed. Glory be to God. Somebody say, I'm watering my seed. I'm watering my seed. Said the enemy done buried me, baby, but I'm going to water this seed because he think ain't nothing going to come back from it. But God said, you coming up again. I just heard the Spirit of the Lord say, y'all coming up again. You coming back again, baby. And this time you coming back better than ever. Y'all heard what I told y'all the other day. Straight up beast mode. This time you coming back better than ever. You coming back stronger than ever. You coming back more anointed than ever, baby. Straight up beast mode. Do you hear me? The devil ain't gonna, he gonna be looking like he done seen a straight up ghost. Because he didn't know that you had a champion on the inside of you. Come on, somebody. He didn't know that you had a straight up beast on the inside of you, baby. And he didn't know that God was getting ready to resurrect you. That's what I want y'all to understand. God ain't worried. Listen to the type of God you serve, beloved. God ain't worried. Do you hear me? God ain't nervous. God ain't on Prozac. God ain't got PTSD. God ain't sitting on the edge of his throne, biting his fingernails, trying to figure out how this thing gonna play out. God is always in control. And God sitting back on his throne watching these folks throw dirt on y'all, and God is laughing. Do you hear me? And God said, you got to laugh. Laugh with the Father, baby. Because God said all of these folks that's laughing at you, they're going to be laughing with you in a minute. Because you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Come on now. You're going to be laughing all the way to the credit union, whoever you bank with. God said you're going to be laughing all the way down. Now, when you see that check, when you see them zeros, come on, somebody, when you see them commas, and I just heard the Spirit of the Lord say, when you see them credentials behind your name, I see letters of the alphabet behind y'all name. God finna give y'all jobs and stuff y'all ain't even qualified for. He finna open up doors for you that the devil done threw in your face, but you got to make it through this burial process, baby. Anything that's buried is coming back up again. God said, water that seed. Do you understand me? He said, if I allow the enemy to bury you, you coming back. You coming back. And if the enemy is attacking your finances, understand that that's the first trick of the adversary, baby. Y'all know how you say you got to come better than that. Come on now. You got to come better than that. That's the best you got. That's expected. As soon as you commit to excellence, as soon as you make up in your mind that you're going to live for God, Apostle Paul says, every time I desire to do good, evil is always present. Every time you make up in your mind that you're going to go all the way for God this time, every time you make up in your mind that you finna get down off that pole, you finna lay down them drugs, you finna lay down that alcohol, you finna get rid of that person that's causing you to fornicate. Come on now. You finna get rid of that side piece. You finna get rid of that work husband, that work wife, because God just told me that too. God said tell them they need to get rid of these work husbands and these work wives. Yeah, the one you talk to after you clock in. Yeah, God said get rid of that work husband and get rid of that work wife. Glory be to God. You got to get rid of them, baby. Do you hear me? And God said as soon as you commit to living for me, he said, look for the adversary because you will be tested. Men, if y'all can make it past this test, come and tell you, only the strong can survive now. Because a lot of men, as soon as the devil go to jabbing on their finances, they broke, they ain't got the money they used to have, and they right back into that sin. They right back doing it. They right back doing the same thing because they feel like, man, what did I change for? You know what I'm saying? Seemed like when I changed, everything got worse. Seemed like when I said I was going to live for God, everything got worse. You know why? Because anything when you commit to that excellence, you're going to be tested. You can't know if something is truly committed unless it's tested. It's got to be tested. It's got to be proven. God said you got to prove yourself. You got to prove yourself. And if you can make it through that season of testing, God said, baby, he said, what I got for you on the other side. The Lord says favor will shower your life. But God said, I don't just give my benefits out to anybody. If that's the case, you could just wake up in the morning and say, I ain't doing this stuff no more. And then boom, the blessing of the Lord going to fall all over your life. God said, you don't grow like that. You don't grow like that. You got to go through this process. Somebody said you got to go through the process. See, that's the problem. We trying to get to the abundant life. We trying to get to the success by skipping the process. You cheating, baby. You can't get there by cheating. You can't cut no corners. You cannot cut no corners. It ain't no elevator to success. It's broke. The elevator is broke. It was too many folks trying to get on it at one time and they broke it. So you got to take the stairs. And God said, that's the problem. We don't want to take the stairs. You got to take the stairs. Because there's some lessons in them stairs that you're going to learn that you ain't going to get in the elevator, beloved. You ain't going to learn them lessons in the elevator because the elevator meant to take you straight up to the top. But the Lord said, I want to cook you slow and steady. He said, I want to put you in the slow cooker. I want you to take these stairs because God said, every step you take, that's a new lesson that I need you to learn. And when you get to the top, you're going to know how to treat people. You're going to know how to talk to people. You're going to have a story to tell. When you get to the platform, you're going to actually have something to say that's going to help somebody, that's going to benefit somebody. You ain't going to be just another fool with money. Oh, okay. Y'all ain't saying that in here tonight. Y'all ain't saying that in here tonight. We want some money so we can stun on somebody. We want some money so we can post our bags. Oh, look at my bag. I got every bag. Oh, I got Gucci. I got Chanel. I got Louis Vuitton. Oh, look at this. Look at that. God says, see, you don't grow like that. Do you understand me? He said, that's not purpose. That's not helping nobody but you. But the Lord said, when you shift your thinking, when you shift your focus, he said, see, that's why you got to seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And God said, all other things are going to be added unto you. Now, is there anything wrong with wanting the bags, with wanting to find the things in life? No. God telling you, he said, you're going to get it. But he said, I don't want that to be your main focus. Do you hear me? He said, I want purpose to be your main focus. And he said, if you will allow purpose to consume you, meaning that you don't see no evil, you don't hear no evil, you don't speak no evil, you got tunnel vision on your purpose. The Lord said, I will bless you so. He said, my blessing will make you rich, baby, and it will add no sorrow to you. That's why Jesus said the greatest among you is the servant. It's the servant. If you look at the richest man in the world, if you look at the richest woman in the world, after that, you will see some type of service that they provided to people. They provided a service to them. They did something for them. They did something. They created something for somebody else. They created something that was going to help somebody else, that was going to improve the quality of life for somebody else. They brought value to a person's life. That's how you serve. See what I'm doing right here tonight? This is serving. This is serving. It don't mean you a slave for nobody. You ain't no slave for nobody. But you take what God gave you and you figure out what can I do that's gonna take this gift that I'm just sitting on. What can I do that's gonna make somebody else feel good? That's going to teach somebody, that's going to improve the quality of somebody's life, that's going to add value to somebody's life. See, God said that's what you got to do while you in the process. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. Because every time you help somebody, it feels good. You feel good when you help people. It ain't about you. It ain't about the bags. It ain't about the shoes. It ain't about the cars. It ain't about the houses. It's about what you can do to help somebody, beloved. And God said, when you help my people, when you serve my people, God said, I'll give you anything you want. He said, I will give you the desires of your heart. God said, you won't have to worry about how you pay your bills. God said, I will bless you. He said, I will overflow in your life. I will break the bank. God said, I will bless you so you will not even have enough room to receive it. But he said, that cannot be your focus. Don't let that be your focus. He said, your focus should be your purpose. And purpose is what can you do to help somebody? Purpose is what can you do to bring meaning to somebody's life. Purpose ain't got nothing to do with you and what you got going on and what you dealing with. And see, that's why we so caught up in what we dealing with and what we got going on. Pray for me. I need this. I know, because this used to be me. Man went up there, pray for me. Do this for me. Such and such me. Me. I. Me. And that's why I was broke. That's why I was sick. That's why I was hurting. That's why I was depressed. Because all my life it was me. I. Pray for me. I need this. I need that. I'm this. I'm that. Me this. Me that. Mine this. Mine that. But once you get yourself out the way and you say, now, Lord, help me to see how I can help somebody else. And it ain't always about money, because you might not have money to give to somebody. But you can pray for somebody. You can give them an encouraging word. You can take that gift. If you have the gift of singing, sing to these folks. If you have the gift of writing, write a book for these folks. Use what you got. And some of y'all need to pray and ask God to show you, reveal your gifts to you, and stop asking for money and ask God to help you to see what he put in you, because God gave you the tools to make money. He make nobody without giving them a gift to make money with. But he said the problem is we don't want to be faithful. We don't want to be committed. We want to be in and out. We want a blessing just like this. We want a quick fix. We want a quick come up. And God said it don't work like that, beloved. Don't work like that. You got to be buried. You got to be buried. And I'm going to tell you something else. You can look good while you're buried. You ain't got to look like you're buried. You ain't got to be looking like you're dirty in your grave clothes. Because guess what? I'm buried right now. I'm buried right now, beloved. And I'm smiling. I'm good. Like they say, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. Why? Because I'm in God. So as long as you buried in God, you're not going to die. You're not going to die. You're going to be just fine. You're going to have your good days. You're going to have your bad days. But you don't let that stop you. You don't let that stop you. Every day you get up and you say, God, help me. Show me what's in me so that I can help somebody else. So I can take what you placed in me and I can help somebody else. And God said that is how you should conduct yourself while you in the process. And God said what'll happen is you will fall in love with helping people. You will fall in love with it. Do you hear me? When you get in your purpose, he said you will fall in love with it. Because this what I do. I love it with all my heart. I wouldn't trade this for nothing in the world. I love it with all my heart. I have fallen in love with my purpose. And God said, that's the thing. You got to fall in love with it. And y'all know you don't fall in love just like that. Okay, it takes work to fall in love. So what happened is the more you do it, the more, see, when you first do it, you're looking at how you feel now. Get over that, baby, because you got to keep doing it. Okay, you got to keep doing it. You got to keep speaking. You got to keep singing. You got to keep writing. You got to keep, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna fall in love with it, just like it was if you was working for that man or you was working for that woman, and you didn't really care nothing for him when you first saw him, but after 5 or 6 dates, after 10, 15 days, you've been on the phone with them. Y'all been having conversations. Y'all keep talking. Y'all keep seeing one another. Y'all keep being in the presence of one another. What happened? You start to fall in love with that person. And the Lord says it's the same way with your purpose. He said you got to do it and do it and do it and do it. He said you got to get in a repetitious cycle with it. Every day you got to get up and do it. And the Lord said what'll happen is, he said that will become your stronghold. Your purpose should be your only stronghold. The purpose of God for your life should be your only stronghold. You should not have a stronghold with any other person, place, or thing unless it is your husband or your wife, somebody that you are in covenant with. If it ain't them, God said you should not have a stronghold with no other person. You should not feel like you can't live without these folks. God said the only thing that you should feel like you can't live without is your purpose. And he said that's why a lot of you are depressed, you're sad, you angry, you upset. Some people, y'all know people, y'all ain't got to say their name or nothing, but just think in your mind, beloved. How many of y'all know folks, you dread seeing their phone call? You just dread seeing them call you. It might be a family member, a loved one, but you love them to pieces. You love them to life. But when you see their phone call, you just... Because you know they ain't got nothing good to talk about. All they calling you for is to tell you the latest negative news. Negative Nancy. Negative Nancy. Every time you turn around, they calling you, telling you bad news. They ain't never got nothing good to say. They ain't never got nothing good to say about nobody. They ain't calling you to pour into you. They just calling you to just use you as their emotional trash can. Just come dump all their garbage off on you. See, the Lord says that's not purpose. That's not purpose. And he said people do that because they don't know their purpose. People, the majority of people wake up every day like it's an accident. That was me. That was me all my life. Waking up like it's an accident. The majority of people wake up trying to figure out what they're going to get into today. What they going to get into today. Who can I call today? Who can I talk to today? Who house can I go sit over today? Who such and such can I go see today before I go on these 4 jobs? Then when you go in the job, you go in the job like it's an accident. Or you go in the job with an attitude. Oh, they better not say nothing to me. I ain't going to say nothing to them. I came in here to do my work. They better be glad I showed up because I should have been at home in my bed. They better be glad I even came. They better not say nothing to me and I ain't going to say nothing to them. I can't do my work. I ain't got nothing to say to nobody. Y'all know what I'm talking about, beloved. Come on now. Why? That's because you living outside of purpose. You living outside of purpose. It's time for you to fall. It's time for you to find your purpose and fall in love with it. And some of y'all are still trying to figure out what your purpose is. It's connected to your pain. It's connected to your pain, beloved. Yeah. What is the greatest pain that you have endured in your life? Some of y'all have been molested. Some of y'all have been abused. Mentally, physically, emotionally abused. You done suffered all kind of losses. You done lost loved ones. You done lost family members, friends. You done suffered through all kind of pain. God said, I did not have you go through that pain for no reason. He said that pain is connected to your purpose. Your greatest pain will produce your purpose. It will produce your purpose. Don't tell me, baby, because I know. Because I sit right here in my home and I coach people based off of the things that I suffered the most through. I suffered the most through it. I experienced the most pain in those areas. And now I can sit here and I can coach other women. I can help other people and I can help them to get past that area in their life. So that's how I know that your greatest pain will produce your purpose. If you've been incarcerated, if you've been locked up, if you've been in jail, if you're a man that's been incarcerated, if you're a woman that's been incarcerated and you out now, the Lord graced you to get out. He graced you because a lot of people die in prison. A lot of people die there. But the Lord graced you to get out. He showed you favor and mercy and grace and allowed you to get out. And now you're amongst the free. And God said what you need to do is, he said you need to dedicate your life to that. You need to dedicate your life to that. And you need to go find and mentor young women, mentor young men, help these men, steer them away from the jail system, steer them away from the prison system. Teach these men. And see, God said the problem is we looking for the money. We want to go where the money is. You got to go where your purpose is. Do you hear me? Go where your purpose is. Because the Lord honors that. When God see you in purpose, God said my blessing is going to make you rich. And it ain't going to add no sorrow to it. Glory be to God. That's the blessing of the Lord. But you got to allow him to bury you first. You got to go through the process. When you commit to excellence, you will be tested. When you commit to excellence, when you say you're going to chase your dreams, and I'm going to tell y'all right here, right now, chasing your dreams is the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life. It's the hardest thing that you will ever do. I done had 3 children, and I can tell you that chasing your dreams is the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life. Because you only going to be in labor for so long. You ain't going to be in labor for years. You only going to be in labor for so long. But chasing your dreams can take years. That could take years. Do you hear me? For you to reach that point, for you to get to that point. Because the Lord did not design our lives to be a sprint. He designed it to be a marathon. So you got to run and run and run and run and run. And when you get there, after you done got there and it ain't nothing else for you to do, that's because it's time for you to go back to the Father. It's time for you to go back home. After you done made it and you ain't got nothing else to do, you ain't got no more running to do, no more growing to do, then it's time for you to go back to the Father, because then your work is finished. But the Lord did not design your life to be that way. It's not a sprint. You're not going to get there tomorrow. And I'm saying that slowly because I want that to sink into our minds. We got to get that in our head, that we're not going to get there tomorrow. We're not going to get there next week. Slow down. Slow and steady win the race. You trying to do this, you trying to do that, you trying to do this, trying to do that, because you literally thinking that you're going to get there tomorrow or you're going to get there next week. And then when it don't come, you get upset with God, you get angry. But God said you got to slow down. He said just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Stop and smell the roses. Enjoy. Yes, God putting you through a process, but he also wants you to enjoy your life as you go through this process. Enjoy. Stop and look at your children. Spend time with your children. Go sit down at the park. Go do this. Go do that. Sometimes me and my kids, we'll get in the car because you can't really do nothing now. But we'll get in the car and they like milkshakes. I like lattes. So we'll go get us some frozen drinks and we'll just ride and we'll just look. and that's just our little way of stopping and smelling the roses. Like that is our quality time. That's what we do. I go and get my latte. They get their milkshakes and we just ride and look. And I'm in the process. I'm in the process. I have been buried. I have been hidden by God. I'm in the process. But that don't mean that I got to cry every day. That don't mean that I got to walk around depressed. That don't mean that I got to walk around sad. I can still enjoy life. I can still stop and smell the roses. I can still be happy. I can still have joy. I can still have peace. I'm breaking that down because I want y'all to understand what I'm talking about. That just because you in the process don't mean you broke, busted, and disgusted and you just in a mess. No. You can still enjoy your life. The Lord is leading me to open up for some questions. So if y'all have any questions about anything that I done said, y'all comment y'all questions, because the Lord just placed that in my heart to open up for a Q&A. I hope I don't regret that. But y'all comment y'all questions if y'all have any. If you have any for anything that I've said, because I ain't planning on preaching tonight. It was just a little talk. Just a little talk. That's all. But let God bury you. Let him bury. Now listen, if you have any personal issues, you need to book a session. Okay? If you have personal issues, you need to go to my website, LatoyaOkiaMinistries.com, and you need to book a session. This is just for general questions. General questions. Glory be to God. And also, if y'all have any, okay, Stephanie, how can we tell if I am in my purpose? That's a good question, Stephanie. You know if you're in your purpose because it's that sense of fulfillment that you feel. So whatever it is that you're doing, Stephanie, does it put a smile on your face? Do you lose track of time? You have no sense of time when you're doing it. Meaning that you could do it and 3 hours could go by and it feel like 3 minutes. And you looking at the clock like, wow, I had no idea that much time done went by. Y'all know how they say time flies when you're having fun? That's how you know you in purpose. That's how you know you're in purpose, because you enjoy it, you love it. People are being healed or helped. You helping people. You're making a difference in people's lives. I told my mentees in one of our sessions that every time somebody meets you, you should leave every person. Oh, that's great, Stephanie. That's great. That's how you know. That's how you know. But every person you meet, you should leave them with the impression of increase. That's what I was telling my mentees. You should, their life should be better just because they met you. That's how you know you're in purpose. That's how you know you, see, if you working on a job and you on an assembly line and you just packing meat or packing boxes or doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's, I mean, you gotta find out and what you, the way that you help somebody is you don't have to go somewhere else to get something. It's in you. All you gotta do is pull something that's inside of you to help somebody else. So whether that's an encouraging word or whether that's a gift that the Lord has given you, whatever it is. Uh-oh, I missed. Okay, Marsha, I know you say that your purpose is linked to your pain. What if you have multiple pains? How do you know when you've fully healed from the pain in order to work in your purpose? That's a good question too, Marsha. That's a good question. A lot of times you're gonna have to work while you're actually still in that. You're gonna have to literally like put on your big girl panties and you're gonna have to work while you are still, some of this stuff you will still be experiencing it. You'll yet be fighting it. You'll yet be battling against that. And see, what you'll find is when you go out to help other people that are dealing with the same thing, because see, you might not be able to help somebody that's you know, you can only help somebody as far as you've come. So even if you then went from step 1 to step 4 and you on step 4, you can still reach back and help somebody that's on step 1. You might still be struggling. You might still be having issues, but you're not struggling with that no more. So you can reach back and help somebody that's still on step 1, and y'all can get to step 4 together. So it's always something you've experienced something at this stage in your life that you made it through, that you can help somebody in. And what happens is the more you help people, it helps you to heal. It helps you to heal because you get that satisfaction. You get that it's like a release. Y'all know every time you smoke a drug or you drink alcohol or your body does anything that feels good, you have this release. And your brain releases chemicals throughout your body and it feels good. Well, it feels the same way when you in purpose, when you helping somebody, you get a release. That's why when you get in your purpose, you don't need all that stuff. You don't need drugs. You don't need alcohol. Y'all know how these folks say, I gotta smoke. If I ain't got no cigarette, I'ma go off. If I ain't got this cannabis, I'ma go off. I need it. No, you don't. You need purpose. Purpose, if you in purpose and you helping people, you changing people's lives, that's going to give you that release that you need. So, Marsha, you don't have to be fully healed from the pain. But I would suggest that you coach or you mentor or you help people on something that you're actively still struggling with. But if it's something that you're not doing anymore, like if you might be dealing with a breakup, but now you're not crying yourself to sleep every night. You know what I'm saying? Like now you actually got to the point where you can get up out of bed, you can go and take care of yourself and do this and do that. You're not crying yourself to sleep no more. Well, it's a woman over here that's still crying herself to sleep every night. You can help her. You can help her be able to get out of that situation. So, You don't have to be fully healed. You just go by whatever the Lord has graced you to be able to make it through. Because everybody that's on this live tonight, you done made it through something. You done came through something that you can help somebody else with. You done experienced some pain, and you thought that pain was going to kill you. You thought it was going to take you out, but you made it through it. It didn't kill you. You made it. So now you got to use that to find your purpose. Bree Goldilocks, how did you overcome the deep hurt? You literally have to sit in that pain, Bree. You have to sit in it. And one thing that I learned, Bree, is and I learned this from Tony, actually. I learned this from one of my coaches. This is one thing that he says, pain is a healing agent. Pain is a healing agent. So the pain that we run away from, it actually has healing power in it. But if you keep doing things to get away from the pain, if you keep like you call a homegirl, or you go get with another guy, or you you smoke some drugs, or you take some alcohol, or you might take a pill, or you might just do anything, you're actually prolonging your healing process. So in order for you to overcome that hurt, you got to sit in it and you got to feel it. You got to feel it. And if that means that you got to cry, Bree, if that means you got to punch the wall, if that means you got to do whatever you need to do in your secret place, do not let the enemy see you do that, but you do that in your secret place. Because a lot of people, God is telling us to get away from. He disconnecting us from these people, and we feel like we're going to die without these folks. We need these folks, and we don't need nobody but God. And so God is telling us, in order for you to overcome that hurt, you just got to sit in it. And you got to sit in it until your healing come. Because anytime your body is hurt, anytime you get a scar or you have a wound, that when you feel that pain, it sends a signal to your brain when you feel the pain. See, a person that if you have like some kind of condition or something where you don't feel that pain, your brain, that scar, that wound, it will never heal. You got to actually feel that pain, because what happened is when your brain feel that pain, it sends a signal to your brain, and your brain says, okay, we got to send help. We got to send help. So what it does is it calls upon everything in your body to heal that scar, because you felt that pain. So when you got to feel the pain, you just got to sit in the pain, endure the pain. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to be tormenting. Yes, it's going to feel like you're going to die, but you're not going to die. You're not going to die. You're going to make it. Sit in that pain and wait for the healing to come, because the healing is inside of the pain. Yeah, I heard Tony say that. It was in a course that I took on his website. He was saying that pain is a healing agent. That once your body has been hurt, and it don't matter if it's a cut or a broken heart, it's the same signal. It's the same signal that comes from your brain to send help to that wound, to send help to that broken heart. We just doing a few questions, y'all. How do you turn your pain and sorrow into your purpose? Daddy Diana Brown. Okay. How do you turn your pain and sorrow into your purpose? It's just like what I was saying, Dottie. You take your greatest pain or any pain that you've experienced, and you go find somebody else that's dealing with the same thing. And you don't have to look too far, because people are going through now. They're going to try to act like they not, but it's more than what meets the eye. People are really going through it. And so once you look through the eyes of purpose, you'll see that there's a lot of people that need your help. People that you work with, people that are in your neighborhood. And what you do is you just help people. You just go out and start helping people, and you do it with a heart of service. You use whatever your pain was. Whatever, nobody knows your pain like you. Whatever was your greatest struggle, whatever you cried yourself to sleep in every night, whoever hurt you, whoever lied to you, whoever inflicted that pain on you, you go find somebody that is going through that right now. And you pray with them, you talk to them, you encourage them, you motivate them. All y'all are life coaches. All of y'all can be a life coach. And a life coach is just somebody that then experience these things in their life, and now you can take those experiences, take those life experiences, and coach somebody else, help somebody else, encourage somebody else, motivate and inspire somebody else to bring them out of what you're going through. And see, we'll sit here and we'll be like, well, I don't have. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Spend time with yourself. Just sit there. Cause see, once I got away from everybody, Dottie, once I got away from everybody and I sat quietly and I put myself in isolation, I found out there's a whole lot of stuff I could do that I didn't even know I could do. So I'm gonna take another question or two and I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't see any more questions, so Kenneth Lee, post your question again. And y'all, my comments are only coming 2 at a time. So if I didn't see it, they're not coming on my screen the way you see them on your screen. And I'm going to answer what the Lord called me to answer. That's why I was saying, Lord, I hope I don't regret it, cause sometimes y'all be coming from left and right with them questions. I'm like, Lord. Sherelle, I was told that my pain was caused because I needed to heal someone else. Any truth to this? I don't know how your pain would necessarily heal somebody else, but I mean, you overcoming your pain what can heal somebody else based off of you helping them, based off of you coaching them, based off of you mentoring them, teaching them lessons that you learned throughout the pain that you suffered. How would I know what my purpose is? Your purpose is connected to your pain. Your purpose, your greatest pain produces your purpose. So look at what look at the pain that you've experienced in your life, and look at what you've overcome, something that you was in that you thought you weren't going to be able to make it out of, but you did make it out of it. Y'all know how they say you ain't found nothing because you're either not looking or you looking too hard. Some of this you actually just looking too hard, and you making it hard, but it's really not hard. See, it's so easy for us to see things in other people, but it's hard for us to see things in ourselves. It's right there in you. It's right. And then go back to your childhood too and think about what you used to think about the most as a child. What did you used to dream about? What did you used to fantasize about? Because God more than likely also showed you your purpose as a child. He revealed your destiny to you as a child. But somebody spoke something to you or said something to you and said, get your head out the clouds, and you forgot about it. Cassandra, I don't really understand your question, love. Can you become saved by the sins you committed? I don't really understand that, love. You can become saved by the sins you committed. You can be saved. I know that you cannot out-sin the love of God. There's nothing that you do. You still here, you still living, you still breathing. There's still purpose for your life, Cassandra. There's still something that God wants you to do. And if you still here, that's because God still wants to use you. So there's no sin that you could have committed that God will say, I don't want you, or I can't use you. So you can still be saved. You can still live for God. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all go. I got to be obedient to God. God telling me to let it go now. I got to let y'all go. I got to let y'all go. But listen, y'all have a good night. I speak blessings upon each and every one of you. Book a session. Sow that seed. Book that session. Cause I'm telling y'all, you can only answer so much, you can only do so much through the comments. Also too, if y'all want to, if you need to send a message to me, if you need to inbox me, send it to the business Facebook page. I'm gonna post that page. I'm gonna post a link to that page on my personal profile. Listen, y'all, do not send any messages to the personal profile page. In order to get a response to the messages that you send, you're gonna have to send them to the Latoya Okia Ministries business page. Send your messages to the business page, and somebody from my admin team will respond to the messages. Okay, so in order to get a response, do not send them through the personal profile page, because y'all, I just wasn't able to get to everybody's messages. A lot of people's messages were getting lost. A lot of people, wasn't getting responses. And to keep everything in line and keep everything in order, send your messages to the Latoya Okia Ministries business page, or you can go to the website LatoyaOkiaMinistries.com and you can send a chat message through there, or you can send it to the email. I'll post the email address, but mostly send it to the business Facebook page, Latoya Okia Ministries. If you send it to the personal profile, there will not be a response. So y'all got to send it to the page so somebody can immediately get the message and get back to you. So I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Don't be afraid to sow the seed and book a session, because it's going to bless your life. It's going to bless you. It's going to help your personal development. And the Lord is going to increase. He's going to increase in your life from that. But you gotta invest in you. You can't be afraid to invest in you. We'll invest in everything else, but we don't want to invest in ourselves. So don't be afraid to invest in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. Because that's what we invest in things, or we put our energy or our time or our money into things because we believe in it. But do you believe in you? But if you believe, I had to believe in me. I had to stop looking at everybody else, and I had to believe in me. And once I made up in my mind I believe in me, baby, I grab my wallet so quick and do something for me and invest in me. And if I know it's going in right here, because I know when this right here prosper, everything out here gonna prosper. That's some real knowledge for you. They don't want to hear that. We looking to get everything else, but once you invest in this right here, everything else gonna prosper. So I love y'all so much. Y'all be blessed, and I'll see y'all Monday morning for Morning Glory.